right, guys, thank you so much. Hey, oh, I'm so glad you guys are here. I hope you're having a lot of fun. So, hey, let me go and open some word of prayer. And I just have a couple things. I don't want to take too much of your time, but I have some things I want to share. And then you guys can go and celebrate who won tonight, who won Spirit, who won the bribes, and then who won ultimately tonight. It's close, I'll tell you that. Really, really, really close. This is like, it's unbelievable. So, hey, let me go ahead and open us a word of prayer. Dear God, I just want to thank you so much for who you are, Lord. Lord, I just pray as I share tonight, Lord, would you, Lord, if there's students that need to hear what I'm talking about, Lord, would your Spirit come, Lord, and would you just grab a hold of them tonight? Lord, if they need to relax and calm down a little bit, Lord, would you just work in them tonight, Lord, and help them to focus? Lord, I love you so much and can't wait to see what you're going to do. We love you in your name. Amen. I don't know about you guys, but when I was your age, I had a dream, okay? And not like I slept and had a dream of who I wanted to be. And I don't know if you've ever if you ever have had times in your life as you're growing up where you're like, I wish I could just be this, or I can't wait till I'm this, or I can't imagine being this, and you have these dreams of what you think if you can get there, it would be amazing. You see, for me, I grew up in a household of like 5 kids, so just to get your parents' attention, you had to be special. To get your parents' attention so they might go, dude, you're awesome. You had to do something special. And I thought the way that I could be happy was through sports. You see, I love sports, and it was my life. And as a young age, I would go out every day and play on my own. My dad never had to tell me to go practice sport because I would be the one out there. I heard from my dad, if you want to be good, you got to work harder than everyone. So guess what I did? I worked harder than everyone. And I remember even when I was 10 years old, we had tryouts for Little League. And you guys have Little League right now, but we didn't have 3 leagues. We had less leagues, but they were bigger, huge. You know, they would have like 12 teams, and that's not what happens. A lot of the majors have 4 teams. We had 12 in the majors. And I remember my 10-year-old year, I was only one of 3 10-year-olds that made it to the majors. So already in all of Vista, I am the 3rd best person of my age. And I remember I played that year, and I worked my butt off, and I was the smallest kid on my team. But I was playing so amazing that the best coach in the league who won the championship every year, who was in charge of All-Stars, at the end of my 10-year-old year, he came to me and said, Travis, actually, he didn't call me Travis. My name was Lefty. You see, there were 2 Travises on the team, so I was a left-handed guy. They called me Lefty. He's like, Lefty, you're the best 10-year-old in this league right now. You're going to be on my All-Star team the next 2 years. And I was like, oh my goodness. And I remember I was like, I can do it. That was the first time I'm thinking, maybe this is my sport. And I remember I worked my butt off. I was the best player on my team. But when it came time for All-Stars, he didn't pick me. And I was like, what? And I was like, dang it. And I remember thinking, okay, I guess I'm just not good at baseball. I mean, I thought I was good at baseball. I guess I'm not. In fact, because he didn't pick me, I quit baseball. Because I must suck. But then I discovered a sport that changed my life. You see, basketball, I changed to basketball, and basketball became my love. And then I went, oh, I know what? If I could just go to UCLA and I could win a national championship, maybe then I would be cool. Maybe then people would like me, and that was my dream. And like my dad said, Trav, you're never going to be tall. The tallest you'll probably get is 6'1", 6'2". So if you want to be good, you have to work hard in everyone. Oh, I worked hard. Oh, when I was in middle school, during the summer, I would go to our school gym, and I would shoot anywhere from 100 to 300 shots every day as an 8th grader with no one there. I would shoot free throw after free throw after free throw. My record in 8th grade was I could make over 50 free throws in a row, no problem. I could make 10 without looking in a row. And I would work every day. I remember we moved and I didn't have a basketball hoop, so I would just practice dribbling for 1, 2, 3 hours a day sometimes. And sports became my life, and I thought, okay, basketball's it. And I remember I got to high school. And I remember it was hard because I went to Vista High. Back then it was the largest school in San Diego. And I remember how hard it was. I was actually the smallest kid at Vista High. Me and my twin brother, we were the smallest kids at Vista High. And I remember I made the Vista team. And I remember this is my dream. And I remember I told you I had this dream that if I could just go to UCLA. That would be it. And I've told some of you that go to North Coast Church, the end of my freshman year, after I'd made the team, after I finally was starting, after coaches were to say, Trav, you could be the future. And I was already starting to dream of like, the cheerleaders saying, Travis, he's our man. If no one can do it, if he can't do it, no one can. And I was like, I just couldn't wait for my name to be up on the boards, the lights, everything. And I remember my freshman year, so stupid. I had this rare bone disease in my knee that's found in women in their 70s, okay? I go to the doctor. My mom first thought it was cancer, and she said, you're going to die. And then we found out I'm not going to die, but I have this rare disease. And it's weird because what it does is that my bone is actually not a bone. It's a sponge. So when I would go to jump, my leg couldn't take the pain. I would just fall on the ground. I wouldn't even feel the pain. The pain would be so severe, I would just fall to the ground trying to jump. And so my doctor wouldn't let me play. He's like, we'll see if it heals on its own, but you can't play. So I couldn't play my sophomore year. Couldn't play my junior year. And I want you to know something. Remember my dream. If I could just go to UCLA, if I could just be the best basketball player, and I worked hard. And what happened? I became mad. It was like my dream. Here's the thing is I was going to church and I was following God, but I'm like, God, you must not really love me because you're not giving me what I want. Why won't you give me what I want? I worked hard. I was a kid. You know what? I didn't cuss. I was a kid that was the nicest kid to everyone in the school. I was the good kid. If anyone deserved his dreams to be fulfilled, it should be me. That's not what happened. I used to believe if I just prayed enough, I would pray 10 to 15 times a day for God to heal my leg. I went to one of those Christian places where there was a healer there to come heal my leg, and they prayed for my leg. Never got healed. And I just remember being so upset. I'm like, God, why would you do this? You know what's crazy is this. Some of you in this room, you have dreams. Some of you have desires. Some of you think in this room, whether you're a Christian or not, you're like, don't worry, if I just had this, I would be happy. If I just had this person that liked me or that I was dating, I would be happy. If I had this, and just put whatever your dream is. If I just had that, I'd be happy. Travis, I just had that, I'd be happy. And I want you to know something. I was hoping if I just had that, I would be happy. And it never came true. You see, here's the thing is, I didn't realize, but God said, Travis, that's not going to make you happy. I have something else that's going to make you happy, and it's not basketball. And I don't know what's going on in your life. I don't know what you're pursuing. I don't know what you think is going to make you happy, but I want to tell you something that's going to be crazy to think is this. It's never going to make you happy. You see, there was a guy in the Bible, and I want you to know it's a true story. In fact, every one of these stories in this Bible are true. They are true. Some of you think it's made up. I am telling you right now, historical archaeological digs, historical, like other different things have all proven these stories to be true. No one's been able to disprove the stories. They are true stories. And there's a story about a guy named King Solomon. And it says that King Solomon was the wisest person to ever live and the richest. The richest. And here's the crazy part. Historians and archaeologists that study history say that Solomon, not only the Bible, historians say that Solomon was the richest person to ever live. He is famous that everyone even knows this, that he was the wisest person. And here's what's crazy is this. He had all the money in the world. And he said, it's crazy. He decided to see if he could have everything he wanted. If you were the richest person in the world, billions and billions of dollars, you think you would be happy? Some of you think you would be. Let me show you what Solomon said. It's found in Ecclesiastes chapter 2. This is what Solomon said. Remember, the richest person ever lived. He had more gold than anyone right now alive had ever had. More gold than anyone ever. Like, he's wealthier than anyone today. I think it would probably be in the trillions of dollars is what he probably had back then. And it says right here, it says, I denied myself nothing my eyes desired. I refused my heart no pleasure. It says that he had so much money, he had so many women, anything he wanted to please himself, he had it. And it says this, it says, my heart took delight in all my work, and this was the reward for all my labor. Yet when I surveyed all my hands had done, everything, it says everything was meaningless, a chasing after the wind. Nothing was gained under the sun. He has a whole book that says, I did this, I did this, I did this, I did this, and it never made me happy. And here's the sad part is there's some of you here today that you came to Tournament Series because you thought, if I go to Magic Mountain, that'll make me happy. If I have the right friends, it'll make me happy. And we're all worried about what might make me happy. You know, some of you don't even want to listen today because you're like, that doesn't make me happy. Because you're desiring something you think will make you happy. And I want you to know something. It's a lie. It is a lie. Because if this guy had everything and it couldn't make him happy, what do you think is going to happen to you? I've told some of you students, Tom Brady, after he won his third NFL championship, third Super Bowl, he got up in front of the world. And some of you don't know who Tom Brady is, but he's the greatest quarterback to ever live. And some of you guys disagree, but it's totally true. And I don't like him, but it's true. And here's the thing is he got up after his third Super Bowl and he said, that's it? I thought it would feel different. I thought I would make me happy. He didn't say those words, but he said, I thought it would feel different. He won 3 Super Bowls. I wish I could win one. I wish I could just play for the NFL. I think if they would have yelled my name in the stands, it would have been I could have died happy right there. And he's won 3. He's actually won 6 now. Actually 7 because he went to another team. But yes, he's already won so many. And here's the thing is this. Is he didn't say that wouldn't make him happy. So I want you to know, whatever you're pursuing, it's not going to make you happy. The Bible is clear. This guy right here is a true story that he achieved a lot and never made him happy. And the reason I tell you is this is I want you to understand whatever you're pursuing, it's not going to make you happy. There's only one person and one thing that can make you happy and that can actually give you that peace. Because you know what's happening is right now, we're trying to pursue something that'll give us peace. And I want you to know something. There's only one thing that will. The Bible says it's Jesus Christ. It says it's God who came to earth as a man who died on the cross for our sins because we're all jacked up. We're all messed up. We all make mistakes. We all think bad things about people. We all want to do right, but we don't. And so somebody had to pay for that, and that was Jesus Christ. And he's the only one that can actually make us happy. He's the only one that can give us peace. But the problem is a lot of you, you're pursuing money. You're pursuing the opposite sex. You're pursuing whatever it is to make you happy. And I want you to know it's not going to make you happy. It's not. And you think it will, but it won't. You know what's crazy is remember I told you I cried to God and I said, God, why would you do this? And I remember I wanted to walk away from him. I wanted to give him the finger. I wanted to just say, get out of here. I wanted to say, forget you, God. And I don't know why I didn't, except God said I had a different plan. And what's weird is I started getting more involved in my youth group. I started going to more nights like this. It was Tuesday nights back then for high school, and then it changed to Wednesday night, and I'd go to my youth group. And that's when God got a hold of my heart. And here's what I will tell you this. He's the only one that made me happy. He's the only one that I started to come in and he started to give me a peace. He's the only one that I can wake up and I love my days. I can't wait to do like work for him. And I get to do things that are amazing. And there are people that are jealous of what I get to do. Getting to hang out with you guys. That's what I get paid to do. And I love it because God has changed my heart to say, hey, I want you all to know that he's the only one that can fully satisfy and give you that peace. You see, we were designed with a hole in our heart. We were designed with something missing. The world, we're all missing something, and the only one that can fulfill that is Jesus Christ. It's the way it is. I told the 8th grade students at Whitewater, if you guys were there, I told this story about this baby. Her name was baby Jessica. And you see, she was in Texas, and she was with her cousins. They went to their cousin's house, and this baby, 1 year old, was playing in the backyard and fell down an abandoned well. 60 feet. Uh-oh. We need to turn that radio off. 60 feet down. And the well was only about this wide, so nobody could save this baby. And Jessica was down 60 feet. And the crazy part is, I remember it was all over the news. And they had to come, and it took a day and a half. They had to dig right beside the well, and then they had to dig in. They had to cut into the pipe with like dangerous equipment close enough to baby Jessica that they could pull her out, but not right where she is that they ended up killing her. And I remember when they pulled her out, it was all over the news, and they bring her up, and she made it. And it's crazy. They did 16 years later, the life of baby Jessica and how she was living a normal life. It had been the craziest thing. But here's what I want to tell you why I tell the story is that hole was only this big that if they just would have put dirt in it, I think it would have taken about an hour to fill that hole. But they put something over the top of it. They just put a board. So while the kids were playing, someone knocked the board off, and there goes baby Jessica down the hole. And the thing is this, is I want you to know that's what God designed us, with a hole in our lives. But you know what we try to fill it with? We try to fill it with popularity. We try to fill it with toys, with money, with sex, with just fill in the blank. And we think that'll make us happy, when God designed us that only Jesus is the one that can fill that up. He's the one that can fully fill that hole, and that's how he designed us. And listen, if you don't believe me, I understand that, but I'm telling you right now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, you're going to go, I tried to get this. Why doesn't it work? It's because there's only one person that can. Next week, Damien's going to come and share, and he's going to tell you more about who this Jesus was and how he is the only way. And we want you to know that's all you have to do. It's a free gift, and we want you to know that's why we wanted you to come. And to realize there's only one guy that can fully satisfy you and give you the peace that you're looking for. He's the only one that can fill that void in your life. He's the only one. You see, so I'm hoping you come back next week. I'm hoping you come, and hopefully you're on the winning team. You know, I love Taylor last week talked about how Matthew was a disciple, that he was pursuing that same thing, and it wasn't making him happy. Who was the one that made him happy? It was when he finally followed Jesus Christ. Is that crazy? But you're not going to find out until you finally get to the point where you realize, just like Solomon, nothing works. Nothing. It won't make you happy. Only one guy will. Let me go ahead and pray. Dear God, I just want to thank you so much for who you are. Lord, these students, Lord, I think they were like me. Lord, if I could have just been the best baseball player, if I could have been the best basketball player, Lord, if you could have just given me what I wanted, God, I thought I'd be happy. And isn't it crazy how you knew? See, God, you knew that that was a waste of my time. It was worthless. Even if I'd gotten it, it never would have worked, Lord. That's what the world is seeking. Everyone in this world, they just want to be happy. And it's so ironic because those won't make them happy, only you will. Lord, I pray for these students, Lord. Lord, I know a lot of them, they don't believe me. They're like, who's that stupid youth pastor up there? He doesn't really know what's right. I know what's right, Lord. And I wish, Lord, that today you could grab a hold of them and start to say, no, but you don't understand. I am the only one. I'm the one who created you. Created with you a purpose. I created you in a way that I'm the only one that can fill that void in your life. Lord, would you help them understand that? Lord, I love you so much. In your name, amen. Hey, guys.